us at 5 Magazine.
Thank you.
Fantastic opportunity for us. We just walked into the building to do this interview and we bumped into a legend. We've been bumping into legends all week, but this guy for you, I saw that your eyes went a different way this time. Talk to me through it.
I'm still buzzing. I mean,
George Weah.
Exactly, Mr. George. That's how we used to call him in France, Mr. George. You guys saw him kind of late. You know, when he went to Milan, and he was already outstanding. He won the Golden Ball there. Paris also, but I saw him in Monaco. When I first saw him, I was in the youth academy and he was playing for Monaco. And some of the goals that he scored are in training. It's just sheer power. I've never seen that before like that. But for me, I've never seen, I would say in the game, power and speed like George Weah. But when I arrived in Monaco, I guess we were all used to see strikers in the box, waiting for crosses, being efficient, by the way. But for me, when I grew up and I saw George Weah was playing, Romario, the original Ronaldo, all those guys, they changed the game for the number 9. And that's how I wanted to play when I was young. 1-2 years, I guess, when I was in England, for people to understand that that's me, you know?
Let you play.
Yeah, and also, was I efficient?
Yeah.
That's my point. You know, I have my way, Alan Shearer at his way, Ian Wright at his way, Suarez at his way. Now, you know, we all kind of different.
We didn't do what the game plan was, not listening to the coach, doing our things. And when you do your things, these games happened. What happened wasn't a disaster performance. And like this, you don't deserve to play Champions League. You didn't deserve even to play Europa League. And yeah, it's very hard to take it at the moment. And I don't know why we are not doing that, what the coach is asking for us. I don't know, if someone is not ready for this game, stay at home. As simple as it, no? Doesn't matter the age. You can be 30, you can be 35, you can be 10, you can be 18. If you're not ready for that, you're nervous, stay on the bench or stay at home. Don't come here. We need people to have the balls. Sorry to say that.
There are several reservations in this kind of tournament we play. We came third in the tournament. These people came fourth. They put us at a competitive scale where we have to play home and away, something that's called playoff. But again, what I noticed is that it was LFA versus NPA in the both games. The referee are from LFA. The first game we play a game whereby we were leading and the ref gave a deliberate penalty. That wasn't a penalty. If you re-watch the game, you get to know that it wasn't a penalty. And of course, since the referees have been sent from LFA, it means the LFA played the NPA. We made a comeback here. We came right back here, 5 yellow cards in a minute. In the first half, intimidating the team. The team still stood her ground. So from all chat rooms that I read from, and from every game, we came third in the tournament. These people came fourth. They put us at a competitive scale where we have to play home and away, something that's called playoff. But again, what I noticed is that it was LFA versus NPA in the both games. The referee are from LFA.
Yes, but I just want to thank my players that fought hard today to see that this, how you call it, come to pass. It has not been easy. If you follow the league, you saw that we struggled from the beginning. We topped the league table, but unfortunately for us, we lost the table and we went into the qualification playoffs. That were also very tough. Strong NPA is a strong side, and to come up victorious is something I'm very grateful to God for. And also thanks to my players that work hard to achieve this. Knew very well the game going to be very tactical because even though we draw, I call it 1-1 in the quest.
One hour, we are here waiting. We are here to do anything to allow us to eat. We are frustrated. Nothing. 0. 1 hour, we are here waiting. We are here to do anything to allow us to eat. We are frustrated. Nothing. 0.
Yeah, prepare. You know, this audience started almost 1 year, 4 months ago.
Former Liberia captain Anthony Laffer has warned Bafana Bafana not to underestimate the Lone Stars in the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers. SA were on Tuesday night drawn on tricky.
And that's a penalty. That was sluggish. Well, that was sluggish on the part of the goalkeeper himself. If not should have done that, remember you are playing a playoff game that will really send you
to the second division. He now want to go there. I think nobody will pull his mistake have a wallet, i.e. a possible chance to take the lead. So that's who
Sidiki former of Marva Club Barracks going in a penalty spot position
Well,
to take on the
well,
penalty.
it reminds me of Emmanuel Adebayo Man City against Arsenal. This is the moment. Let's watch and see what Sidiki will do. It is from the 12 yard. Sidiki goes against his former goalkeeper, Koulibaly, at this moment.
So Sidiki Koma go against his former goalkeeper, Koulibaly. So Sidiki Koma wearing jersey number 20, takes it quickly, and he goes. And he scores. So this
month of Ramadan.
This is the weekend sports with me, Thomas Kojo Rolak. It comes away every Saturday between 1 to 2 p.m. We'll broadcast you right here on Freedom 87.9. My name is Thomas Kojo Rolak, Danishas Matter of the BBC is here also. Well, maybe, hopefully, we'll have the Deputy Minister for Sports at the Ministry of Youth and Sports, G. Ande Kwame, as our guest. Being told he's in the Dole community area. The report we're getting so far, unconfirmed report, there's a serious traffic on that road. So we are hopeful that we'll get the minister here, hopefully, by God's grace. It promises to be a fiery one. Post-national county sports meet discussion. That's what we want to have this afternoon on the weekend sports. There's no plans from the Ministry of Youth and Sports. The morning that the National County Sports Meet, many have said that the real essence of the National County Sports Meet is not being met these days since the end of the war. There are people who have who continue to participate in the county sports meet multiple times, not giving chance to others. What can the Ministry of Youth and Sports do to reawaken the spirit of the National County Sports Meet that was used to identify people for the very youth national team of Liberia? Basketball wanted to start that, but the mess and trouble by the wayside that the Ministry of Youth and Sports couldn't handle. They started with age limit. Many thought that would be a better way of having more young players in the basketball edition of the National County Sports Meet. But that did not materialize. We'll talk more when the minister comes, hopefully, on the weekend sports. I'm here with Danishas. Danishas, good afternoon.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here, and I'm hoping that the deputy minister can make some sacrifices. I mean, get on the bike, park the car. I mean, yesterday on Wednesday, on the Prime Morning Drive, we had a guest, Orlando Boys. He parked his car, got on the bike.
Yeah, I followed that show.
Yeah, he came to the studio. I mean, before all of us. I mean, and I'm not downplaying the importance of owning a car or of owning cars. You know, having a car or having cars, you know, is a necessity. It's no longer a luxury. It's a necessity. So I know the importance of owning a car, especially during the rainy season. But I mean, the minister has a program to come to. He went to a funeral. Before he got a car, I'm sure he used to walk or maybe get on the bike or something. I mean, yeah, I walk many days to go to school from my house. You know, it's a little distance before you get to the road. You know, I mean, of course, recently now it's just like I can be on the push and just stop a bike. But
yes, because I can remember vividly. If you can remember, I think you commented on that post or you you send me a message. One time I was whipped severely by the rain. And
Yeah.
I said, no, this year I must part of cat to tell you how cat is important.
Yeah, so hoping that, but if he's afraid to ride a bike, maybe he can park and then we can do the show by phone.
Yeah.
I mean, let's see, but let him let us know which one is convenient for him.
Yeah, we'll check out
Because when I checked with him, that was around 10 o'clock. You told me he was in Newtown, but he said Clarendon.
Yeah, I miss it.
Yeah,
so
I wanted to catch a ride.
Clarendon is right around.
Clarendon is right
around the corner.
Yes, I mean, it's not far from town. I mean, you know, so I thought he was in Newtown, so I could catch a ride, but he sent me that he replied that no, I'm in Clarendon for a funeral. So let's see whether the minister can make the sacrifice to get on the bike, or he can find somewhere convenient and we can do the show by telephone.
Yeah, I will make effort to get with the minister. So that inform Liberians who are following. The former Liberian international George Giblo is currently in Accra, Ghana, undergoing eye surgery that he been complaining with for the past months. So the Ministry of Youth and Sports, headed by Councillor Charako Bangolo, presented US $2,185 to the family of George Giblo during the course of this week for he to be taken to Ghana. As a matter of fact, this money served as a way of underwriting the cost.
So not to again, you know, most time when I ask my critical question, people can say, "Oh, they bought to get problem," but not to dilute the importance of such a donation or contribution. What you were at the program, so remember now, Gibro, Sherman, and other former technical staff of the national team. You know this, and let me underscore the senior national team. They've been crying for money. You know, they're and not like they've been begging, but their salaries. You know, went to the FA said no, that the government, you know, and stuff like that. So is this 2,000 part of his salary, or is a goodwill gesture?
Well, what was said by the minister when I asked him, said it is the will of the Ministry of Youth and Sports.
So meanwhile, the government still owes
Giblo
and others.
Okay,
good.
So
good.
That's the will.
Good.
But another former national team player who didn't play many games as compared to Giblo.
Even that one game, he said former national.
Sengbe. Sengbe is down with stroke. He's calling on the Ministry of Youth and Sports, the Liberia Football Association, FC Bay Mountain.
He used to play for BYC, play for B Mountain. Yeah,
calling all of the football lovers in the country.
He's down with stroke. Okay,
he's down with stroke. So he calling on.
Where is he as we speak?
Somewhere. The last time I checked, somewhere was around the Monrovia.
In Monrovia.
Yes. So Sangbe is calling on the Ministry of Youth and Sports, the Liberia Football Association, the club that he last played for, to go to aid because he's down with stroke. He's struggling. So
do you know whether he had a contract with B Mountain when he came down with a stroke, or a contract?
So what happened? According to Sengbe, he had a 1-year contract with them. So
why he came down with a stroke?
Yeah, why he came down with a stroke. So I spoke with the president of the club, Mr. Ben David.
Okay.
During this week.
Okay.
And Mr. David said that, hey, Sengbe didn't sustain injury while happening for the club. And as a matter of fact, when he took over, Sengbe was not having contract with the club anymore, according to him, because he was responding to a journalist, one of our colleagues, who just called him a problem on the radio to respond to the Arlington Sengbe situation. So he was high, he called me and tried to explain. And then my point there was what the contract says. According to him,
and Thomas, not to if and maybe we can if anyone listening to us who I saw a post, we can find his number on that post. Yeah.
Okay.
So if Ben Davis did say that Sengbe does not have a contract with B Mountains, all right. Well, then I mean, there is no legal binding, you know.
Yeah,
so
but the club
I went for the LFA. I'm not there again. I take or I sustain injury. They don't under any obligation to give me anything.
Happened based on Google
gesture.
Exactly.
But I was an employee at the FA, and I went to play a charity game, and I sustained a knee injury. I went, the FA gave me, I took an insurance, because we have an insurance, took a slip, went to JFK, did X-ray, they said, no, your knee, no bone broke and stuff like that. Yeah, so, I mean, the FA could not say, oh, you are not doing our work, you are sitting down in Newton, you go drink beer, you can't play football.
Okay, shoe in case is
in case.
Yeah, in case it is within your contract. Tanisha, since you work at the FA as media manager, you are not to engage into any radio activity. For example, you go to Prime FM, you come to Freedom FM here.
So it is clearly written. So it forbids me from doing certain things, or if they like we have what they call it, the human resource manual, all right? It spells out when you can come to work, when you can go, what you're supposed to take on the job, what you're not supposed to take, all the kind of stuff, I mean, even though it is not written there that don't drink alcohol in the office, but common sense will say no, during working hour, you're not supposed to drink. So I wait after 5 o'clock across the road, I might be I come in the office. It's after working hour, the official working time. I sit in the office, I drink my beer, but at 12 o'clock during working time, even though there is no law that say you can drink beer at 12 o'clock, so I can go in the office 12 and drink. So I mean, some players have contracts that forbid them from playing in the county meet.
Yeah, even community tournament.
Community tournament. You go play community tournament, you pick up injury there, you on your own. So, but if in any case, for me, I want to know first whether Sembe has a contract.
Yes, I want to know
with
that.
B Mountain.
If
he has a contract,
the contract sheet, what it says.
So let's do it. Let's be hypothetical. Let's agree that or let's assume without, like the lawyers say, let's assume without admitting that Sembe had a contract, and the contract says don't go play community tournament, don't play anything. So the man come from Prodigy, maybe he walking to a horse, or Sunday, he went to church, came back from church home or to the mosque, whatever, and he just, like one morning I woke up, it's like I couldn't really leave the bed, my feeling pain in the back, I won't get it, but I said, what's going on? I started wondering. I stayed in bed for like an hour, drank water, roll, and I was able to wake up. I was like, well, what's happening to my back? So, I mean, I'm not a doctor, so I don't know how people really come down with stroke, but I'm not too sure Sembe went to play football and how he got the stroke.
Well, unless we check with Sembe, like you say, you try to
that
would be good. We hear from Sembe himself.
I saw a Facebook.
But what Ben Derry explained to me was quite different. Something mean to actually reach to Arlington Sembe. So when you find Sembe's number, then we'll hear from him. That continue more development here on the weekend sports on Freedom 87.9. The Ministry of Youth and Sports employees on yesterday received free medical treatment from the Chinese embassy near Monrovia. Youth and Sports Minister Jacob Bangolo used the moment to encourage Liberians to stop treating themselves at home, but to involve themselves into regular visitation of medical facility to check up on themselves as a way of having better health care in the country. Like this one from basketball. Is that a good news for the Liberia Basketball Association? Just few days after their award ceremony for 2024-2025, the headline says Marshall faces suspension for rejecting LBA award. So this is a player who presented one of the awards, one of the awardees, but he decided to come out publicly to say, no, I do not deserve this award presented to me by the Liberia Basketball Association. So he said the Liberia Basketball Association star Marshall is set to face suspension after publicly rejecting still award presented to him by the Liberia Basketball Association, as confirmed by the institution. On February 8, 2025, Marshall was honored with the award at the Liberia Basketball Award ceremony at the SKD Gymnasium. However, the star later took to social media to express his shock, stating that he did not deserve the accolade. LBA President Ibrahim Samuka, in response, said the remarks of Marshall has brought the Liberia Basketball Association to the public. As such, he will face disciplinary action as a player of the Liberia Basketball Association. So it is why it is for basketball in Liberia. Former Liberian President George Weah has been in the news. This time, George Weah denied report that the world richest man and the Mugs want to buy his Ballon d'Or award. Liberian soccer legend George Weah has debunked social media report claiming that the world richest man, Mugs, has approached him to purchase his 1995 Ballon d'Or. Weah has been quoted by several foreign media outlets as saying that even if billionaires Mugs offer him $1 billion for the prestigious award, he will reject the offer. I will reject even $1 billion from Mugs if he comes to me and tell me he wants to buy the Ballon d'Or. The former Liberian president, however, clarified that while he has reportedly stated that his Ballon d'Or is not for sale, Mugs has never made any such effort asking him to buy the Ballon d'Or. Well, that's the FCL form. Former Liberian President George Weah, who is currently back in country. He was in Nigeria just yesterday, and that get this development. On chess. Liberia Chess Federation has announced that it will be hosting its qualifier for the United States of America Master Chess League on Saturday, February 22nd, 2025. The event will take place at the Federation headquarters in Singat, 9th Street. The winner of this qualifier will have the honor of representing Liberia in the prestigious U.S. Master Chess League in October 2025. And he or she will spend 1 month in the United States of America to compete in the tournament. The organizers have stated that the qualifier winner needs only to provide their passport and yellow book, while the U.S. government will handle the rest of the logistics for their travel to the United States. During his or her stay in the U.S., the Liberian representative will receive a stipend of $2,000 United States dollars for upkeep. The participant in the qualifier, according to the Federation, those who are interested, you can pay $50 USD to participate. So, Tanisha, it is a welcoming news after the delegation from Budapest, Hungary returned to the country with that news about some of the players escaping. This time now they have an opportunity. One person will represent Liberia to the United States, and a check of US 2,000 represented. You will be, or you only needed to provide your passport and that of your yellow book, and then the U.S. government will all the noise coming from the USA that Donald Trump trying to send people back to their respective countries. You have the opportunity to go to America for 1 month, represent Liberia. Win or lose, you get 2,000. I want to check with the president of the federation. Do you have a word to say to what?
Well, I mean, with the news from Budapest about the folks who did not return, and we thought that it would have dampened, the international trips for chess, but with this news now coming, is our hope that the successful and lucky person, will go and return to open doors, or let me say he or she will serve as what's the word, as
you want to use pioneer?
No, yeah, maybe pioneer. John the Baptist said he has he's not the Messiah.
But he has come to open the way.
Open the way, yeah. So that person can be the John the Baptist, and that's the word I was looking for. Yeah, that lucky and successful winner can be the John the Baptist, so that other chess players, will be able to go to America and other places for chess. I mean, chess. I love chess. It's really the mind game. But like when we hosted Kaya, the president, he said, "Well, you are never too old to learn chess." So I'm hoping that hopefully next month, I will get my membership
Of the chess federation, you want to start playing chess?
Yeah, I want to start playing chess. Even if I will not travel, but I
Yeah.
mean, even if that just I know maybe if that
consuming.
if I would just start in the first grade, you know, at least I will have an idea. Of course, I know they get the bishop, I know the pong and all the kind of stuff. Yeah, you know, different the names for the different stuff. You know, I mean, New Kutan, we had our big brothers who used to play chess just around the Plaza Cinema, Ibrahim Kalako, Agnew, Nelson, may so rest in peace, Jide Walker, you know, Tugba Wajira in the States. I mean, yes, they will sit right. In fact, where they used to play when we were, you know, when men were boys, yeah. Where they used to play now is unfortunately is a club, you know. So, but it's a mind game. I mean, you when we go there, you gotta be quiet. You know, people gotta think, they gotta concentrate. It's not like a checker where sometimes when play, man, probably no, it's not there. So I don't know how come, you know, all those years I didn't pay attention, but it's not late. But I really love chess and Kaya chess. When I was, you know, active in sports journalism, really active, chess was one of the sports I really promoted. You know, but then Kaya was not the president, but he was somebody who really wanted to get chess. You know, he said, "My man, the sports news, you know, is dominated by football." I said, "Yes, football is our number one sport, but if other federations are not involved with activities, are not going to manufacture stories, you know." So he's like, "No, we have a chess federation. Our headquarters, they still to that Cinco said, Oro, do they still have the office?
They moved
okay.
on 9th Street.
9th Street, okay. The office used to be the Oro, I didn't know, a very special compound. So we'll go there. I mean, I really enjoy covering chess. Another game or sport I really enjoy covering also golf. You know, yeah, it's a very clean sport.
Yeah,
you know,
for the big boys.
Yeah, for the big boys, sure, for the big boys. But I mean, not to take away my passion for football and other things, other sports, but I really enjoy chess. Another one that, you know, we need to check, Thomas. Maybe we are being lazy. Maybe I mean, I'm not going to take it away from us.
Yeah,
maybe we are being lazy because there is a Liberia Cricket Federation.
Yeah, we as sports journalists, we are not putting energy in covering them. At times to Danisha, at times to the administrators of those federations had to be blamed because they are not availing themselves for us to see them. No headquarters, no social media handle for us to follow the activities. Because now, Danisha, I do not need to go to Tusafi to get the results of the league game. I go on the LFA website. I do not need to go to the Chess Federation to get it. I go to the Chess Federation website. But if administrators of the various federations and association will be acting in an archaic way, that way, 1962 way, so you need to get a functional office. You need to update people. Look at the National Olympic Committee going to Congress today.
Not today, like the Congress was held. Was that Friday? The Congress was held Friday.
No, that is not today.
No, my young man, the Congress was held Friday.
Today is the 15th.
Okay, call Malcolm. You have Malcolm's number?
I don't have Malcolm's number. I get Philip Brown number.
Okay, call
the Liberia National Olympic Committee will hold for a new leadership.
Call Mr. Philip Brown.
I spoke with Mr. Brown.
The Liberia National Olympics Committee have new leadership headed by Councillor Sylvester Rennie.
Then
the
Congress, Mr. President, do justice.
The Congress was held on Friday at some lodge in what they play name, Marshall. All right, the Minister of Sports was there. You know, in fact, Friday was yesterday was Valentine, right? Was that Friday or Thursday? No, Friday. Friday.
Because Thursday
Friday, Valentine's Day.
Okay, I want to agree with you that
Friday. It was Friday. Yeah. So they have a new leadership. Maybe we can make some efforts to bring Mr. Rennie, Councillor Rennie on next Saturday to talk about. So after more than 20 years, the big fish, Philip Brown has stepped down. I mean, he said there's something he said that I pick up, and I want to, and I mean, not to hold it as law and gospel. I will make some efforts to get the constitution, that the constitution did not, have a term limit, like we have with the Football Association, or like we have with CAF, or with FIFA, but anyway, I know that after that, the Zurich that Zurich raid by the Swiss and American justice departments on the raid on Zurich when FIFA was having its Congress 2016. I know there was a general view that there needed to be term limits, in these sports federations and associations globally. All right. But besides FIFA, that I know for a fact, CAF, if our FIFA decree that all its members, nobody will hold position, whether consecutively or one after the other, for more than 12 years, the maximum 12 years, 3 terms, 4 years. So nobody will hold, and so
this is our talking point. Coming back.
So you want to make effort with the okay. So I mean, Mr. Brown did say that in fact the constitution of the Liberia National Olympics Committee was amended. All right. Whether that open the term limit, or it put a hole on the term limit, I mean, I can't, but quite frankly, good that sometimes, yes, Mr. Brown has run the Olympics committee. I mean, like any other person, I mean, there will be good, there will be bad, where and how the leader can be rated is whether the good outweigh the bad or the reverse, that's when. But to say you will be a leader of an organization and there will not be any black spot, no, that's not possible. But I mean, we're hoping that the new leadership, all right, will respect the constitution, what the constitution says. All federations and associations, they are members of, let me qualify my comment, all sports federations and associations, they have institutional membership with the Olympics committee. So I'm thinking whether the Congress, at the Cree Lodge, whether, for example, the Football Association was represented, yes, basketball was there, whether tennis was represented, whether volleyball was represented, I'm hoping, sometimes, and it baffles me that sometimes, we have people who are knowledgeable, all right, they know what the constitution says, but then they knowingly, willfully, conscientiously, and intentionally, violate the constitution, and I know he will not be happy. Mr. Malcolm Joseph, when he was elected as vice president, that was grossly against the constitution, and I fought Mr. Philibert Brown for that. It was, and Mr. Malcolm himself should have known that, no, I do not meet the constitutional provision. Sometimes, I mean, if to be Minister of Justice, nobody, the occupant does not need to be a lawyer, and the president appoints, that person, so be it. But if the Minister of Justice supposed to be a lawyer, a senior lawyer too, like I was speaking with, I got a a legal friend, I mean, very respectful and elderly, friend, teachers at the law school. I asked him one question. I said, so why if I'm an attorney at law and the president appoints me? He said, well, maybe we can make a special dispensation to the bar, to the Supreme Court. They can, make you a counselor, but it is still not good because it's always good for the president to appoint someone who is a counselor at law, and stuff like that. So, but if I'm an attorney at law, even if I know the law inside and outside, why should I insist that, the president should appoint me? Because when you are the Minister of Justice, you are the dean of the Supreme Court bar, and only councillors go to the Supreme Court to plead. So why would the president appoint an attorney at law when it's supposed to be a councillor? So who the president will appoint, I should turn it down. But if to be Minister of Education, they say you gotta get doctorate degree, BSc, BA, master, whatever. The president appointment there, to be president of the University of Liberia, you got to have a doctorate degree. So, but if there were no, educational qualification there, and I finished with LU, the president sent me there would not be. So sometimes it is not just on the appointing powers. Sometimes it is on we who are sent there, So with Councillor Rennie, former FIFA badge referee, he's been with the LNOC for I think to the best of my knowledge, just around the same time I started reporting sports actively.
Very long
2005. I think just around that time. But maybe I met him there. What I know for a fact is he was a FIFA badge referee. One or two times, or maybe a season, I saw him officiating. At the time he had not put up the weight that he has now. Maybe because of the training he was doing. So I'm hoping that he will lead by example. I respect lawyers. I have a great deal of respect for them because I think among the educated class in the country, I don't want to say they are the first, but because to have a law degree, all right, you must have had one other degree. Maybe you are an accountant, you're a doctor, you're an engineer, you something, then you go to the law school, then you practice, you have you are conferred with the counselor title. After 5 years, you pass the bar test, or you come from the law school, you sit the bar exam, and then you make a successful pass. You are conferred with the attorney at law. So I have a great deal of respect for lawyers. Do I disagree with them? Yes, I do. I disagree with them. It's part of life. It doesn't only have to be sport. If a lawyer says this is what the Constitution says, and I can read and write, why if he wants to mislead me? So I'm hoping that Councillor Rennie, Mason Saulok had a valid issue when he was contesting Mr. Brown. I will use the word arm twist, yes, or insisted, that Malcolm must be, a vice president when Malcolm did not meet the constitutional requirements. So I'm hoping that this Olympics committee, the new leadership,
which was endorsed by him.
Yes,
endorsed Mr. Sylvester Rennie.
Yes, Sylvester has been a principal. In fact, I stand to be corrected. Sylvester was a vice president even before Malcolm became a vice president. Malcolm is godson, or because when Zoka Jeans, peace to his arches, used to be the communication director or public relations officer for the Olympics committee, and when Zoka passed, I think 2014 or 15, when Zoka passed, that's when Malcolm took over, and to run as a for an elected position in the LNOC, you must be president or secretary general of one of the member associations. So like either you president for LFA or you secretary general or you president for basketball secretary general, and which Malcolm did not have that position. But Philibert, knowing who he wanted Malcolm to be, and
because
that
of the close ties,
yes,
that was into
exactly, and I wrote a story in the front page Africa newspaper, reputational integrity, and Malcolm didn't like that story, but I was serving my conscience. I really didn't, care whether I mean, when I write or when I come on the radio and say something, I know people will not generally be happy. But what I try to do is that what I will say should be the truth, nothing but the truth.
Yeah.
That's
the ethics of journalism.
And whether you say I hate you, whether I like you,
No matter of fact, the truth
what
must
I
be
should
said.
say,
I shouldn't lie
I
on
should
you.
not
I shouldn't
lie on
blackmail you for
you,
money. No,
So
no.
we are where we are, and it is our hope that not just with the Olympics Committee, with the Basketball Federation, with the Football Association, with tennis, with all of the federations and associations, that we will govern by the rule. We will govern by the statute. The statute provides in the Football Association, under the powers of the Executive Committee, Article, I think 49, that there shall be at least 12 Executive Committee meetings. All right. Mr. President tried unsuccessfully to reduce it to 6, because Executive Committee members, when you go to Executive Committee sitting, besides the lunch, and the snacks, you are entitled to a sitting honorarium, a sitting fee. In the first term, it used to be 500. I understand now it's reduced to 400 or 420, just within there, So Mr. President says that he will call Executive Committee meeting as and when he pleases, and you can and all the Executive Committee members, I spoke to around 4-5 before we came on, not today, but during the course of the week, because Michael Solomon, he alerted, he said, do you have the revised statute? I said, yes. And then he said, but I thought the statute said there should be at least 12 meetings, in a year. I said, no, the president, that proposal brought it. He tried to reduce it, when the Executive Committee attempted to call a meeting, he hurriedly flew from Morocco, came back and stuff like that. When he asked the Secretary General to complain his 2 vice presidents to FIFA. I mean, how people can be inherently and extremely wicked. You want to throw out your 2 vice presidents, have FIFA ban them because they sought to make an appeal for James Payne and 2 other employees, and it didn't work, but you still work, you still work with them, and you think that, oh, okay, they should forgive you. All right, yeah. Well, one of the things, Ellen is not until she became president or after her presidency, she never used to be one of my my fans, or not fans, but somebody I can look to in terms of example, in terms of leadership. But in her book, This Child Will Be Great, she says 9 out of 10 times somebody wrong you is premeditated. Yeah, so her weakness is she can't forgive. Yeah, it's hard for her to forgive. But you want to think about it. You say, yeah, that's true. I mean, even though as Christians, you say I'm not versed with the Quran. I don't know what the Quran says about forgiveness, so please forgive me. But the Bible says forgive 70 times 7 and even more, right? Yeah. Which is 49 years of the 490 or something. But sometimes you like, no, but Thomas is aware that I'm supposed to be on the show. If he had a different play, couldn't he have called me? And he knows where I live, you know. So this was deliberate, you know. And stuff. But you want to think about it, and you like, okay, the Bible says we should forgive. We are Christians, so sometimes some of us hold on to it for some time, you know, like me. You hold on to it for some time, and you like, no, you cannot let it go, you know. Sometimes you let it go, but we, you know, and maybe it's a system problem. Maybe it is a system problem in the country. It starts with the president of the country, and not just with this current president, you know. Maybe it's an inherent system problem in the country where, where if the whole president of a country, or the whole speaker, or the whole pro tem, or the whole chief justice, if he or she cannot respect what the law says, how much about me as one small FA president, or one small Olympic Committee president, or one small journalist, you know? So how much more I be like about the president?
Even if the president at the top
level, is violating
the constitution
exactly
of the country, then who
am I that one president of a football or basketball?
And that's the notion to say that we have had president, the last 18 president and change Liberia. Just that notion. The last 18 men and change Liberia as president. I'm a one can change it. He says, yeah, let me do my do and move on here. So I want us to try our weight.
So it's clear that Mr. Kwame is not coming.
No, I am disappointed with the Ministry of Youth and Sports and the Liberia Football Association. Maybe the public will do justice to us when we hear from them. I am disappointed that we'll have George Weah, our legend. We'll have Kevin Singway, one of our legends. We'll have James Diba, who many claims to be the most celebrated superstar or soccer player of Liberia. But the Ministry of Youth and Sports and the Liberia Football Association that regulate football activities, the two entities cannot provide us first-hand information. When journalists want first-hand information, like simple thing like how many goals did Danisha score for SWA?
No, I don't want you. No. I don't know, Thomas.
Yeah.
Thomas.
Yeah.
I do not want you to go far.
Okay.
So I saw a Facebook post that you did. There are some conflict sensitive things that journalists, not that we are bad for reporting on it, but when we do want to, all right, take for example, I'm married, right? I'm Danisha Mater. I'm married to Lucy Mater. Yeah, all right.
I hope you get married soon.
Yeah, I was planning a wedding this year. It didn't work. Yeah. So, and I'm not supposed to have a girlfriend, right?
Yes, certainly.
Because I'm married, especially if I'm married under statutory law.
Yeah.
I mean, if I do not marry using the customary law, once a statutory law, you know, I go to the church, I go to the court, one man, one woman. So the minute I start having girlfriend, you as the reporter, you know for a fact I get girlfriend, I'm cheating. You can publish that news, but our country does not seem to tolerate, you know, that kind of news.
Yeah,
they see it like you being personal.
Yeah, they call it personal news. By doing the main family photo.
You know, they say you are personal. You know, oh, Danisha is getting personal with the president, all other president. You know, but it is news. You know, we all know the story with John Terry and Winbridge. You know, even
Kwatwa and that of Kevin Gibran. We know the story.
We know the story. Even may so rest in peace when Goran Eriksson, when Eriksson was going on with an administrative staff in the Football Association, it was a big news, you know. But if Danisha decides to say, okay, Mr. X as president of this federation is married and he's not supposed to cheat, I read that story or I say on the radio, you open the lines, oh, you too personal. So and you know, Rodney, you know, I like him. He said, Danisha, because I wrote a story like that, you know, a former Lone Star player, you know, went to court, you know, the wife He and the wife, they separated, So I wrote the story. So apparently the former player knew that I would have written such a story. So he called Ronnie. I mean, I'm not too sure, but I'm just assuming he must have called Ronnie or somebody, stuff like that. So then I got to the office, wrote the story, and Ronnie called me, Tanisha, it's a very good story. The society does not tolerate kind of story, blah, 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 So forget it. I beg you, I hold your phone. It's a good story, it balances, it meets all the elements of journalism, but I beg you just leave it. I think it was around 2012, 2013, maybe before Ebola or after Ebola. That's when it happened. So I left it, and I think a day later, the player called me and said, beg you, hold your phone. Yeah, then I think just leave in the code. Please, I mean, any other thing you get against me, at least this one, just forgive me. Then I beg you. And I mean, I don't know of any time since then to today where a news maker who is, in the news for the wrong reason have called me, directly and say, oh, I beg you, that thing, don't talk about it and stuff like that. And honestly, I mean, as a human being, I felt pity, I mean, yes, the sorrow came to me. I was like, I mean, it could have been me.
Yeah.
So it comes back to this stuff that
James Diba.
To the James Diba thing. Yes, I'm one person. In fact, I was spurred on, by my colleagues in the borough that look, you have access to CAF, to FIFA, and all the kind of places. You got the internet, and stuff like that. Is it true that James Diba actually scored 42 goals? And I'm like, but maybe the time Diba was playing our, I don't know, 1 year or 2 year old or 4 year old.
Yes, you can recall all.
So, and one of the things in our country is that we do not have a proper way to keep history, to keep records, I mean, if you were to ask who scored the first goal in the Premier League or in the La Liga or in the Serie A or in the FIFA World Cup, and all that kind of stuff, in the African Cup of Nations, you can get it. You write the FA there or an online search, you will find it. In our situation, I mean, it's hard, it took maybe 3, 4, 5, 6 months or more before Mr. Musa Ability and his supporters, could accept that he was not the first Liberian to serve on the CAF executive committee. But the first news was that came out was that he was the first.
Just that the news that came out to say that Mario was the first Liberian to have gone such a game until we did our research.
Exactly. So you see, and Emmanuel Buya, may his soul rest in peace. He used to be an editorial consultant at Front Page Africa. I benefited from his fountain of knowledge, and I'm grateful to have interacted with him. And he said something to me that there is absolutely nothing that has happened in this world, that probably didn't happen before. Yes, except in rare cases or rare instances. So you as a reporter, before you say Thomas Kojo is the first Liberian to work for BBC, make sure you have check. If possible, reach out to the BBC. If possible, reach out to Thomas and say, hey, are you the first Liberian journalist to report for BBC? And you ask BBC, is Thomas the first? You check. But because maybe you were born 1950 and from 1950 to 2025,
no other Liberian,
well. So you think that, okay, Thomas, but what happened to the time BBC was established up to the 1950 you were born and all? So you got to be, long story short, this Diba situation. I know we can find the number of goals he scored in the Africa Cup of Nations, whether finals or the
qualifiers.
The World Cup qualifiers.
I have done.
We can find it.
I have done checking on that.
We do not know all of the games that he has played, whether friendlies, whether under 6 nation or 8 nation. You know, we do not. I mean, I come in.
We are not involved in the too many friendlies at then. Today
Again,
we have money and we are not involved in the too many friendlies, Danny Josh.
So what I will say to you again, right? You can have a doubt.
No, I am not saying I am not justifying that he didn't score 42 goals. I am still having doubt.
That's what I'm saying.
I have a doubt, but my point here is the Ministry of Youth and Sports. Diba's first game for Lone Star was in 1988, as per what is on the stats of Diba. 1988, he started to play for Lone Star. So from 1988 up to the time he played his last game for Liberia,
2000, was that the 2006 World Cup qualifiers? Togo.
Yeah, in Togo for
is that Togo?
Yeah, that
where
in
he,
Togo.
Where he
yeah, at the
refused to be
SKD.
yeah.
But when you check there, they will tell you that he played last game for Liberia in 2018. When Josh we were hanging at number 14.
Okay, you can
so we can say
that was George's
last game too for the Lone Star.
Exactly.
But the LFA at this time can now provide that simple stats. The Ministry of Youth and Sports cannot provide that simple stat. And they are George Weah and James Diba are not just people who call them maybe the regular players.
So
they are not regular guys with the Lone Star. They are history makers.
So you see what reasonably as journalists we got to pick on things that we can readily deal with. You know,
okay.
For
instance, Danishos, right? I worked to Freedom as the sports reporter.
Yeah.
2022, I was named as the best sports journalist by the Football Association.
Yeah.
So I go out in Nugutan, I tell the community kids there, I once won best sports journalist in Liberia.
Yes.
You are in doubt. You come to Freedom. You ask Ibrahim Kamara, Ibrahim Kamara say, oh yes. Or you ask Ibrahim Kamara say no. You have 4 other people that work along with me that are even better in the system and they are still alive. They watch me play. And then they told you, hey, Thomas is lying. He didn't win that. He did not win that award.
So let me say to you again.
You did that hate and jealousy?
No, it's not. No, it's if I were to go to the legislature now and say from 1847 when we gain our independence, I want to see all those who have served as speaker and pro tem. You think I'll find it to the legislature? You really think I'll find it? I will not find it.
You're not finding it, but from the end of the war to now, you will find it. Diba said the ocean from 1988 up to now.
So Thomas, you stay. Okay, let me do it like this. Monday morning, go to the Football Association and say, you won all the minutes from Congress.
Okay. The meeting minutes.
They know the minutes from Congress, all the congresses that the Football Association
have had for the last time.
From 2006 to today. Go to the Football Association. I was there, right? We couldn't find it. In fact, before I left, one of the things the president asked us to do in the media department was at least from 2000, all the first division champions, all the second division champions, all the women division champions, have them on the log. All the so
is it something we don't take serious?
So I'm telling you
our records.
I'm telling you, it's a system. I don't know. Probably you can attribute it to evil, but it's a system problem not just with the football association. Go to the basketball federation. I know they changed it to it used to be federation, but now association. Go to the basketball association. As they say, give me the record of from the time you became a federation, all those who have served as presidents and secretary generals. You are Daliwala, you have it. Even at the football association from 1936, the legislature passed the act. All those who have served as presidents of the football association. I mean, I was there, and I'm gonna, and I can share some of the blame. I know, I do not know all those. Maybe my memory will start bringing me from Snow, or maybe from what's his name? He ran to be senator in Cape Man. What's his name? Fode Kroma, or maybe from Doe, you know, maybe from Doe time. I know Doe was 88 or whatever time. Maybe, you know, but from the top of my head now, I can start counting from Snow. You know, say, okay, from Snow, you have Azetor. From Azetor, you have Ability. From Ability, I mean, and I am part of the blame. I'm not going to remove myself from the, but you go to the football association, that record is not there. It's a system problem. So it's kind of difficult. You know, Diba can lay siege to it because and I told my guys, I said, listen, we can find the goals he scored in the Nations Cup, the goals he scored in the World Cup qualifiers, you know, and stuff like that. We can find it because it's easily available.
Yeah, we can find the friendlies.
But we can find the friendlies, you know. So, and even the 8-nation tournament,
we can very funny.
You can. But even as we speak, you know, Alex Blamo, right? Works with the police. Used to be my neighbor before I moved. When he lost his wife, peace to us. Yeah, I mean that big they won in under 1 minute. So we sitting, you know, and he said, well, people, you know, and counted me. I think the quarterfinal. He said people calling. He has received like 10 calls.
Talk about Baggio?
No, Alex. No, Alex Nabo is different from Alex Blamo.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Nabo.
Blamo is the former Lone Star player, played for Sino, won the 1988 counted me, and another one 1978. Yes, but he was not part of the 78 team. Okay. There was this, I know, one from what's his name? I know, I will remember his name. They won. So Sino won the counted me 2 times, but the records that are available online do not contain Sino, right? So people calling him, oh, sorry, but you know, want to ask you this, and he's like, no, but you know, I can't go on radio and bereave. So you, the journalist, pass the information on that Sino won the county meet 2 times. In fact, the most recent one, our captain Sino. Okay. We played the final on a Sunday, all right, at the ATS. The game did not end because of visibility problem, you know. And we play the remaining part of the game Monday morning where we keep penalty. Our captain Sano, I didn't have yeah, but he named the squad. You know, he still remembers the first the first team player or the first 11. You know, so if Red 1988, we can remember that it's in 1988 Diba made his debut. We get problem with just Sano.
That's a serious issue.
Just Sano.
Yeah, just Sano.
To be part of, I mean, Kante Me started from 1956.
Play regularly.
All the winner there, easy to get them, you know. But if there is a contest, a debate about whether Sano won the Kante Me, then you know that we have a problem with keeping records.
Yeah. Let's go to the line in the hour of our callers. Call us on 0776 104 104. Get a person. Hello. Hello. Call us on 0776 104 104 086 500 104. This is the Freedom Weekend Post. We have other time we can squeeze in at least three of our followers to call in and contribute on the program. Call us on 0776 104 104 086 500 104. This is the Weekend Post. I'm here. Thomas Kojo-Rolak, Danishas Mate. We should have had with us the Deputy Minister of Sports, G. Ante Kwame, but due to some unforeseen situation in the Clarendon community, we're going to make it be, maybe hopefully next week we'll have the ministers. Call us on 0776 104 104 086 500 104. You'll be live right here on the program, the Freedom Weekend Sports. Danisha, this is a serious issue, serious debate. When I was coming up, we even went as far as the offices of Mighty Barrow to get the full results between them. Mighty Barrow, we wanted to know the record. Hello.
I got a text. Let me read the text.
Come in. Anyway, where you join us from? Yeah, go ahead quickly. No, but the stats that there, I said 1988. Okay.
What he said? You want to?
No, the man,
the Sano?
Yeah, no, the man, Sano. It means the Diba.
Mhm.
The main point of argument, Diba did not start his career with the national team in 1988.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm sure you can read that text. That's it.
Yeah, it's from the deputy minister of sports.
Okay.
Yeah, he's following the program. All sports federations and associations affiliated to the ROC are members of the LNOC, and then he say all Olympic sports in Liberia are a member of the LNOC.
Okay. Okay, this person. Hello. Maybe we can call the minister from here. Hello.
If the minister want to participate by phone, you have said that. I'm not too sure. Remember, he's in the funeral.
Let's get this person in the funeral to be done. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, Nima, where you join us from? Yeah, Nima, where you join us from?
Ladin Shamara.
Okay. Okay, you are our last caller. Okay, go ahead.
Thank you so much for the talking point. But I think it's a serious thing you guys are raising. Because I must say, most of the time we get this married because since we run football, this argument that comes, sometimes guys can put money together, they will come to you, don't go to FIFA.
Yeah.
FIFA is that
Yeah.
they actually, sometimes you still get because someone in NCA or youth and sport, seriously, could you not get that result?
I know.
It can be so embarrassing. I think the talking point you bring you, I think you people as journalists have the responsibility to make sure this thing happens.
Okay.
I think that's only you raise and need to make sure that at least we can start from somewhere to get some record system.
Okay.
It's very too much. It's serious. It's a serious thing. Embarrassing too much.
Okay.
It's difficult for you to get accurate record on our past sporting activities.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's just close up.
Yeah, we're running out of time. You know, in the first term, the Football Association embarked on a history writing project approved by the Executive Committee headed
The
by
first term of Raji.
Yeah, the first term. In fact, it rolled over to the second term, but Raji undermined the project, so
We'll keep it for another
so
day.
we're not successful. It was headed by Mr. Wilmot Smith.
We'll keep it
We
for
signed
another
we reached out to Archie Williams. You know, he's an archivist and also into this history. He's a lawyer, so we wanted to, because he has stockpile of newspapers. You know, so we wanted to tap on his experience, do interviews with people like Jericho Nangwe.
Yeah,
we
I listened to you
and yeah,
interviewing
he
Jericho
passed. We went
on
to
Labra in Ghana.
exactly. You know, I mean, we line up a number of persons to speak to, compile the video or the audio. You know, give it to Archie, Councillor Williams. Let me put a title to his name to help us, but the president Mustafa Raji undermined that project.
We'll keep it for another day.
That's I thought to make that point. But I mean, maybe next Saturday, if the minister doesn't come, we can just look at this whole history thing, because it's serious. It's serious.
And then I have a point that we'll have to raise on Saturday that have to do with the retirement of the number 14 jersey. We'll dig deeper into
we
that.
will do. I think I wrote a story for
Well,
the BBC.
I do understand that every time there's an African Cup of Nations World Cup qualifier, you have to send a list of people from one, and number 14 is part of the list. But I've been told that number 14 has been taken away from there.
So
no, but I keep it for another time.
No, I know we'll keep it for another time, but you do proper research, because you
I will do a research.
I will go in your argument.
Let's go. This is the weekend sports. This is how we love to go home. Thomas Rolak, I've been here with Danishas Matter. We missed out. No, we didn't miss out. The minister did not show up for the show due to some engagement. We hope next time Minister Ande Kwame will be here. Bye bye.